Kyle Shanahan doesn't get it. I don't think he realizes what he did 8 days ago when he said Brock Purdy is the real deal. I think one of the things that Kyle Shanahan's been able to do successfully, that most coaches can't do, is not tie himself down to a quarterback. He's remained like a quarterback bachelor for a very long time. He never has to choose anyone because he never seems like he likes the quarterback he has. With Jimmy, everyone always was like, that's not his guy. He was forced to get Jimmy. Wait till he gets his guy. And like people still act like he hasn't chosen yet. Like he's got 3 quarterbacks that he likes, but it's like The Bachelor, and eventually he's going to have to give the rose to the one quarterback. Well, when you said that Brock Purdy's the real deal, you gave him the rose. It's over. You said he's the franchise quarterback, not just the quarterback for now, the quarterback for the future. Because there's 2 kinds of starting quarterbacks in the NFL. The stopgap and the franchise quarterback. The pretender and the real deal. You said he's the real deal. That means he's going to be here a long time. You're going to be here. He's going to be a starter this year, next year, the year after that. They're going to get an extension. So let's take that further. Let's say Brock Purdy ends up not being that great. It was a flash in the pan. Can Kyle Shanahan then say, you know what? I want Kirk Cousins next year. Maybe you could have if you didn't call Brock Purdy the real deal. But once you call him the real deal, if he falls apart, now everyone comes back to you and says, man, you really don't know what you're talking about, what you're looking at when it comes to quarterbacks. You called Brock Purdy the real deal after 7 games? So Brock Purdy has to work out. If Brock Purdy works out, Kyle's cool. If he doesn't, I don't think he gets to pick another quarterback. I think it's got to be Brock because he said so. He said Brock's really special. Well, Kyle, be right because you've been wrong so much about quarterbacks. You can't all of a sudden turn around next year and be like, you know what? It turns out that Brock wasn't the real deal. I'm going to go sign Kirk Cousins for $100 million guaranteed. Nah. Because we don't trust your opinion of quarterbacks now. Maybe Jed York and his parents will never have what it takes to shoot higher than Kyle Shanahan. I know he's a good coach and does certain things well. But if he's clueless at quarterback, there's a cap on what he's going to accomplish. He'll be a high-level loser forever. And I hope they're paying attention here. Brock Purdy, the real deal. Okay, well then, that's your guy forever. Forget trade. Don't talk about Sam Darnold. Don't ever talk about Kirk Cousins. Brock Purdy needs to be better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He wasn't this week. Brock Purdy needs to be like a top 10 quarterback from here on out. You said he would be. Even being top 10 isn't necessarily being the real deal, but I don't think Kyle ever wanted to tie himself down to Brock Purdy. I don't know why he said this. I feel like it was a slip of the tongue. He was feeling defensive. He didn't really think about his answer, and he just called him the real deal. You can't just call people the real deal. I can't get over this. You know who the real deal is? Evander Holyfield, okay? Evander Holyfield is one of the greatest boxers ever. And in his prime, he dismantled physically, emotionally, mentally, Mike Tyson 2 times. When Mike Tyson was invincible. When people were afraid, grown men, professional boxers were afraid to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. Holyfield bullied him 2 times. That's the real deal. You have to accomplish something like that to be the real deal. But Kyle jumped the gun, gave Evander Holyfield's title to his starting quarterback, Brock Purdy, with his 7 career starts. And now I think Kyle Shanahan's career with the 49ers should be linked to Brock's forever. He can't pivot anymore. He's been pivoting forever. He's a pivoter. But at this point, if you try to pivot again, it'd be a double dribble, and you have to say it's a turnover. What is a double dribble? What's the sign for double dribble? Is it this one? Or is that travel? I don't know. I have questions. Christian says it's just practice when Purdy does it, but it's an issue when Lance does it. Make it make sense. Well, Lance is an established elite quarterback because he's won 7 games. And Trey Lance is a bust because he lost 2. Do you understand how it works in Santa Clara? You win 7 games, you're great. You lose 2, you're a freaking bust, and you don't deserve to be in the organization. You need to leave the entire facility now. That's how it works. I think it makes sense. Jay Good says, when's the next call-in? Got to make my debut. I don't know. Not tomorrow. I don't want to work tomorrow. I might do a food blog tomorrow, but I'm exhausted, Jay Good. I'm tired. I'm old. Joaquim Hillman says there's a strong possibility that if the Niners trade Lance, that both Lance and Jimmy outperform Purdy. Yeah! That's why, another reason why Kyle can't trade Trey Lance. You can't do it. You can't run that risk. You already got Jimmy Garoppolo in Vegas potentially making you look bad like he did the last 2 days. You really want Trey Lance to compound that problem while Brock Purdy's over here figuring it out, throwing 2 picks a day? No. We talk about practice, not a game. Practice, says Matt H. Yes, I just wanted to catch you up. We're talking about practice. 808 Niner says, Kyle Shanahan reminds me of somebody who has no idea what's going on and just throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks. Or he has ADHD and comes up with a new genius idea for quarterback every single day. I just feel the Niners are desperate. They passed on Patrick Mahomes. They passed on Tom Brady. They weren't quick enough to get Matt Stafford. They feel stupid, and they're eager to say they fixed the issue. I mean, they missed on Trey Lance in their own eyes. They're eager to say, okay, sure, we didn't scout Patrick Mahomes per se. And yet, yes, we thought Tom Brady was washed, and he wasn't. And yes, we traded a king's ransom for a quarterback we never really gave a chance to. But you know what? It's all good because we got Brock Purdy. That's how desperate they are. That's why they're placing so much weight on 7 games, because it, in their eyes, cancels out all the mistakes they made at the quarterback position. So that's why Kyle Shanahan's pumping this guy up and saying he's not just a quarterback. He's a super quarterback. And the only thing he's missing is a cape, essentially. It's like, nah, man, don't do that, because now you can't scapegoat Brock Purdy at the end of games like you did with Jimmy Garoppolo. You tried that in the NFC Championship game. Oh, what happened? Oh, he should have stepped up in the pocket. You can't do that anymore, Kyle, because Brock's the real deal. So if you can't coach him to be a Hall of Famer, someone else can, because he's the real deal. And I guess you'd be holding him back at that point if he's not putting up 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Maxime Laflamme says, fortunately for Kyle, the owner is more busy screwing investors and messing with SC's city council, allegedly. Thank you for that, because that guy has so much money at this point that he could ruin us all. But yeah, that was a bad look. Josh Milgram says, we're 100% sure Bosa's coming back, right? I'm not even sure he'll be alive tomorrow. I don't know. That was Kyle. Kyleism. Niners rule, going for $80. 100% if Kyle says Brock is the real deal, he better be right. Sure, suck for him if Trey goes somewhere else and succeeds. I know. I don't know why Kyle would do that. He's been so careful to never tie himself down to a quarterback, and all of a sudden it's like, dude, you just got married to Brock Purdy in Vegas. What happened? Were you drunk? Like, why did you do something that impulsive? No one asked you to do that. Now you're married to Brock. No, you're married to him. Can you get an annulment? No. Sorry.